Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Sebastian Ryder, and you tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. And before I introduce y'all to our guest today, hailing out of CT, he's special, man. He doing some different shit with the sounds. He vibing. He bringing you a whole unique, different shit experience sonically. Make sure you hit that big red button that says subscribe under whatever screen you watching this on. And hopefully it's a TV screen because, Ali, they watching Cut Different TV, right?
Cut different, differently cut. You know, never the same.
Never the same. Anything but cut the same, and we good.
Anything but, man. Appreciate you for having me on my way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
You know it's love.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right. Yeah. It's your boy Ali coming out of Connecticut, East Hartford, Bloomfield, whatever you want to say. Cut Different TV, you know, CTNY, connection, love. End of the day, that's what we do. We vibe, we swag, we do all that. So
You fuck with Brooklyn or you fuck with the city more?
I fuck with Brooklyn, though, because I got family out here. My granddad live out here. So I ain't really start coming out here for real till I was like 18, like out of high school. Like, you know, I was telling my mom and shit like that all the time. Like, hey, like, it's like when we grow up for real, we just gonna live life, just get out the house, everything like that. So that's exactly what we did. But yeah, I fuck with the city though. Soho lit.
Soho mad lit.
Yeah. Queens lit. I got people out in Queens. I don't really visit them like that, but I got people out there. I still ain't been to the Bronx yet, but I heard that shit lit too.
Yeah. The Bronx solid. Vic from Gun Hill.
Okay.
We have a lot of artists on from the Bronx. Shit, the Bronx is we're cashing them from Sexy Drill.
Oh yeah. We fuck with Sexy Drill. Yeah, we fuck with it.
Type shit.
Crazy.
So shit, let's, Sexy Drill cool and all, but let's get into your sound because it's very futuristic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When somebody hears a record from you, in one word, what can they expect?
I would just say, it's hard for me to say one word, but I say one term. I say out-of-body experience.
You could somehow connect that with like asterisks or...
Exactly.
You feel me? I fuck with that.
Yeah, bro.
What do you mean by that? What does that mean to you?
It just means like you just get a euphoric high when you listen to my music. Like when I want people to listen to my music, I want them to... It's too much sad shit going on in the world. So whenever I hop into the studio, I always just think, for the next 2.5, 3 minutes, whatever, how can I make somebody feel amazing about their life? Whether they just got broken up with, they just got fired, laid off, they found out that they got cancer, whatever the fuck the case may be. You turn on some Ali, you turn on some Alistaree, you already know, like, I bet. Mood boosted, the world not really that bad, you know? So that's the goal.
That's player. And that's impactful too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are going for the trends, just going for the right now, for the streams, for whatever the look might be, but I think having that impact behind what you're making is fire. Let's talk about the early upbringing. I know Pop was a huge influence in your life growing up. Tell us a little bit about that.
So my dad was actually a DJ. So, like, music is literally in my bloodline. My dad was a DJ. He, first generation, he came up from Trinidad and Tobago. That's where my family's from, whole family, really. And I just remember him being downstairs at my grandma's house. He was living out there in East Hartford. And he just be like mixing her vinyls, like just sitting on crates and, you know, just daddy son time, you know, like you just want to spend time with your dad doing whatever your dad really doing. So I would just be hanging out with my dad. But little did I know I was getting that musical education, really just finding that love through music just by sitting there and just watching him play with the vinyls. And, you know, when he was done with the vinyls, he got the cool little, you know, Serato board and everything like that. So just watching him just DJ at cookouts, like, you know, DJ at parties and whatever, just sitting down, just watching my dad, like, oh, okay, nah, that's tough. I fuck with this. This cool.
And then so early on, even though your sound, some might say is, you know, hip hop or whatever it might be, hyper pop or whatever the vibe is, right? Like you were listening to a bunch of different genres growing up. Yeah. You feel me? Tell us about some of the shit that you was listening to and some of your early inspirations as well.
Bro, so I actually grew up listening to rock music because I used to go to a Catholic school. Like I was the only black kid in my class. So like I didn't really know what hip hop was for real till I was like 9 or 10 because I used to grow up listening to like Green Day, Kelly Clarkson, Aerosmith. Aerosmith actually one of my favorite rock bands. I love Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, all those guys. Let's see, Jimi Hendrix, list goes on, right? But I remember when I was in the car with my dad one time, we was going to this mall. We was going to Buckland Hills Mall, actually. If you're in that East Hartford, Manchester area, you know what I'm talking about. So I never forget, we was listening to Kanye. We was listening to that 808s and Heartbreak album. Love Lockdown came on. That's the first Kanye song I ever heard in my life. I was like, that dun 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 dun. That shit was so tough to me. So like I remember like every time the song would come on, I tell my dad like, yo, you gotta turn up the radio, like this the part. So I remember one day we was driving, it was raining outside. I remember it vividly, like it was yesterday. So we stopped, we went to this store called FYE. For those that don't know what FYE is, it's basically like, you know how like Urban Outfitters now, like they sell like vinyl records and like CDs and stuff like that, depending on what section of the store you're going. So it was like that, but except like it's just record player store, like CDs, record players, whatever you want, really. So we went in there, we got the copy of 808s and Heartbreaks, and we just played that in the car, like all the time. So that's how I got exposed to Kanye. And then the second rapper that I got exposed to, I was on a school bus and I heard Drake once for the first time. I heard Miss Me with Lil Wayne by Drake for the first time. And that was my first time really being exposed to Wayne like that too. So I was like, that shit just opened the floodgates. And then I really just started listening to them and listening to them. And through Kanye actually going back to that, that's how I found Childish Gambino with the song 3005, which led me to buying my first album Because the Internet. And I was listening to that on repeat. Like, I remember putting the homies on, and it was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, this shit kind of weird. And I was like, listen, man, I love it. Like, I've always been the like weird artists and shit like that right before they pop. Cause like, I'm not like a super tough, aggressive dude. So I was never really vibing with like, you know, oh, I'm gonna just listen to like straight like Meek Mill or Chief Keef or anything like that. Cause that wasn't really my environment. Like, I appreciate the legends for like, you know, like what they do, who they are. And of course, like we always gonna turn up like whenever you play them. But I resonate more like, you know, just alternative shit in general. So, yeah.
Word. And so then you come up kind of in that SoundCloud wave, come up around like a Trippy, like a 6ix9ine kind of vibe.
Sure.
Walk us through that moment when you're like, okay, you told us about the inspirations, you told us about what you're listening to. How do you combine all that together and drop your first record, Minute?
So I just remember, honestly, just thinking to myself, what would my, like, just looking at like some of my favorite artists around the time, like Travis, Uzi, Cardi, you know, just all them guys that came up in that SoundCloud vein. And I'm really just thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, so now if I was to start making music, because I've always dabbled with the idea, but like it's always like, you know, that stereotypical, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, oh, you know, I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or, you know, whatever you might want to be, going to the healthcare field. Me, I was saying from young, I'm like, I want to be a rapper. Like, I want to be an artist. I want to be a superstar. Like, you know, and people be looking at me like, bro, what? Like, what are you talking about right now? But I was always just kept it true. So I feel like knowing all that information, I had a homie also that made music at the time. So just knowing all that information, just having his help out. Like one day I just jumped off and I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna just make a song today. I'm gonna go to your house after school and we gonna get in the booth and just see what happened.
And so walk us through that. I mean, well, actually, let me ask you a better question.
All right.
I'm coming to the studio with you know what I'm saying, Alistaree, and we're vibing. What can I expect being in that environment around you? Like, what is that? What does a studio session look like with you?
Shit. Studio session, Crocs are mandatory. You gotta be comfortable. That's the first thing, because
Crocs is crazy.
I can't create if I'm not comfortable. My manager, Josh, you know that. Like, you feel me? Let's see. Gotta have your paraphernalias of choice. You feel me? Gotta have that. Gotta set the mood, really get right. It's gotta be nighttime, or if not nighttime, evening time, and really and truly, you can just expect just crazy bass, a lot of vibes, a lot of really just get in the booth and just say how you feeling. Cause I don't really write too much these days. Like I used to write a lot, but then I realized one, that be taking up a lot of time. And two, I'm one of those artists where I'm like, I'd rather just, it's like painting a picture, right? But like you don't really have a necessary guideline. I'd rather just throw some shit on paper and then just tailor it and make it sound to my liking as I go and as I hear it over and over, than try and come in with a forced and manufactured product. Because you might trip up on a word, or even when you're recording, you might say something in the recording that you didn't have written down that sounds better. And on top of that, just you gotta have you just gotta have a vibe, people around you, like just the right people around you. And then other than that, like it's really smooth sailing.
Word. And you said earlier, you said Well, I guess I asked for the word and you gave us a statement and you said outer body experience,
Yeah.
right? And then you said, I'm trying to tie things together. You said whatever paraphernalia choice. You be fucking with psychedelics and shit?
I don't fuck with psychedelics like that. I had one experience with a psychedelic. It was like a micro dose, so it wasn't like anything like, but I mean, it was chill. I really just, we just puffs out, ganja, do that. So and that's right for me. Like
Yeah.
whatever y'all want, whatever anybody else that's listening, whatever y'all do, that's right with y'all. That's right with y'all. We just,
I feel that. Just vibing.
just vibe, bro. That's really all it is.
I feel that, bro. And so walk me through kind of how your process has been and how you've developed over time. I mean, going from being in the SoundCloud wave and coming up that way, I know that you were checking out different tunes and saw Femi. And I know that you tapped in with Dan and started doing some creative work there. Walk me through that point from you dropping your first record to finding him and then how your sound has evolved.
So like I always kind of felt like, cause like going like I said earlier, just kind of going back to that whole like my favorite artists at the time were like Uzi, Cardi, Travis, Kanye, all that. No matter what, you gonna try and emulate. Cause at first when you don't necessarily have your own sound, I feel like no matter what, you're gonna try and emulate what sounds cool to you. It's like a kid doing like, shit that they think is cool before they kind of really start getting their own identity or whatnot to be like, I bet like this is what I like doing. And I just kind of felt like in my area at the time, it's like 2019, I want to say. There wasn't really too many like people around my age group, I'd say, that were like kind of making that kind of music. So then there's one dude that I knew from like the area. He posted Femi's music on his page one day, and I was like, all right, bet, let me check this shit out. And I remember hearing it, and I was just like, oh, nah, this is sick. Like, this is crazy. Like, so shot him a follow. I tapped in with him. Like, we communicated and everything like that. So shit was cool on that end. And I just remember seeing his work with Dame. Cause I always was like, all right, cool. Like, I need like a video person. Like, not like, I don't know, like I really want to establish what I'm doing and like really just get that quality, And not just that quality, but then also build that relationship. So I just saw there was a lot of artists on like that 203 side of the river, 203 side of the state, whatever you want to call it, that were like going up and like they always shooting videos with this dude named Dame. So I shot him a DM at first. He ain't respond to my DM, but then my manager shot him a DM and he responded to my manager. And this was maybe like, I want to say at this point, this was like 2021. So we just kept on like independently grinding and like getting it where we can until like he hit us back one day and he's like, yo, let's jump on the phone call. Let's shoot this video for the song that I got on the EP called While You Wait. The song is called 2001. It's definitely one of my favorite songs, for sure. So that was that. And me and him, we've been locked in ever since. Like, we just been doing what we do, vibing, shooting videos. That's like big homie. I call him up for like advice, like plays on shit certain times, and just genuine people. That's important for me as well. Just surrounding myself around genuine people while I'm just doing what I'm doing.
And expanding and going into new sounds, like the song you performed today was crazy. And it's not shit that people are used to hearing. You know what I'm saying? So when it first comes on, you're like, whoa, hold on, let me adjust my vibe. Yeah. So outside of that, man, I'm curious, bro. Like, walk me through a day in the life of you. Like when you wake up in the morning, do you wake up as Ali? Who you wake up as? And tell me about that day.
Shit. I mean, it's always Ali. We always wake up as Ali, no matter what we doing. Let's see. A day in the life for me really just consists of, if it's not like a personal day, like I'm hanging out with the family, like friends, whatever the case may be, like a day in the life might be me just getting up, coming to the city to do whatever I need to do, going to the studio, hitting the gym, maybe going shopping for some clothes, hanging out with a vibe or two. You know how that goes.
Yeah, hanging out with a vibe. I seen you was just out somewhere tropic doing something with some vibe.
Yeah. Shout out to her. We was just in Jamaica.
I feel that, man. Sure. So what you working on these days, bro? How's life looking?
Shit, life right now, it's looking blessed, bro. It's looking fruitful. It's amazing. Right now we working on the EP. It's going to be called Y2 Based. So it's like Y2K, but just with a bass spin on it. Based I wouldn't necessarily call it like a group because we don't really have enough members for like a group yet, but it's a lifestyle per se. I'll say that. So it really just means because of bass, It's the root.
Mm.
Everything. So it's just really just staying true to yourself, really just staying true to your gut, your intuition, just always being the backbone, the root of everything. So, anybody can really be based. It's a lifestyle. It's just really about how you go about things in your day-to-day life. Like, think about it like, oh, okay, how can I be me? How can I be Ryder? But how can I be that in a based fashion?
Mm.
How can I be Ali? But how can I be that in a based fashion? That's all it
Yeah.
really is.
So walk me through, is that mantra that you're pushing right now, which is kind of that foundation, right? Like based, I would imagine, is just kind of being unique and swagging and doing your own thing and having an aura about you.
Exactly.
How do you encapsulate that in this project? And is there anything specific that you're trying in this new project that maybe your fans that have already been listening to you haven't heard yet from you?
I'm trying softer beats. Like I'm playing around with the jungle D&B right now because I like a lot of Pink Panthers music. Because I just feel like I said earlier, I'm not really super super hardcore into like a bunch of aggressive shit sometimes. So I feel like when that's what you're really hearing on the radio waves, and that's really all you're hearing when you're on your FYP or you on Instagram Reels or whatever, and you want to change up. I remember I was in the car with this girl I used to talk to. She played me Pink Panthers for the first time, and I was like, yo, these beats is crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like if you took the characters from Cartoon Network and you put them on Frosted Flakes sugar, like not even Frosted Flakes, you just gave them the sugar from the Frosted Flakes and you told them, yo, get in the booth and make a song right now. That's what it really sounds like to me. So whenever I hear that, it's just like, yo, this shit is tough. Like, so just playing around with that, vocal inflections, and really just having fun with my music. Because at the end of the day, like I do make music for other people to consume, listen to, and enjoy and share with their friends, the whole nine. But at the end of the day, I'm also looking at it like if I'm not making music for myself to enjoy, because it starts with me enjoying the music first, what am I really doing here?
Mm. So with that project, you were focused a lot on how you could pretty much impress yourself and take that next step to yourself, right?
Exactly. It's always about expanding, like expanding on sound, expanding on just everything in general, just expanding like vocal inflections, sound, like the things you want to say, the topics or choice that you want to talk about in your music. Because like I said earlier, like actually like you said earlier, it's like there's a lot of people that talk about like the same, maybe like 5 or 6 things in music. And even if I do talk about 2 of the 6 things that everybody talks about, once again, like I said, just how can you make it in a way that's based? How could you make it in a way that's unique to you?
Authentic. Hell yeah, bro. And I haven't asked this question before, but I feel like it's trending right now. Like a lot of people are posting about this shit. And I feel like as soon as you walked in, the aura is strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You watch the live performance, you definitely gonna see the aura vibes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like a healthy dose of like delusion? You're coming up as an artist. A lot of artists that are popping and going crazy, they're mainstream now. But when you're coming up, you kind of gotta, well, not even kinda, you gotta stand on your shit before anybody else sees it. You feel me? How do you, what does that word mean to you and how do you incorporate that in your lifestyle?
Which one, aura or delusion?
Shit, we could talk about both.
Shit. Aura, I feel like everybody got aura. I got aura, you got aura. My man's right there got aura. He got aura. Everybody got aura. It's just a matter of fact of how strong is your aura? Like, do you need to take your aura to the gym, really work it out? Or is it like, all right, is it possessive? Is it strong? I think just key features are really just being a good person in general, anything like that, that could max out your aura. Not really thinking about stuff like that too much and not really necessarily like, just don't let anybody dim your light. I think that's like the best advice I can necessarily give in terms of like, aura ratings and everything like that. Like just try not to really think about it. Cause the reason why I'm here in general, or I do half the things I do in general is because I don't really think about shit too much. I just do it and I think about everything later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got me in great places. It's put me in some shitty places before, but not thinking about it brought me back up and, everything cool. And in terms of delusion, I feel like creatives could definitely understand this part. You gotta have delusion as a creative because no matter what, we live in a world and we live in a society where it's like people are always gonna try and tell you to get real with yourself. Cause at the end of the day, we just a bunch of big ass kids just chasing a dream, doing
Facts.
whatever. Like me, I'm chasing a dream that I saw from 8 years old, seeing Kid Cudi perform at MTV beach parties and seeing Drake on TV for the first time. You know, being a part of my first mosh pit and being like, oh, damn, like, nah, I want to be the person that's on stage making everybody jump around and go crazy. You know, you doing interviews, like, you know, one day you will have somebody as big as like a Kendrick or a Drake or whoever the fuck here. And it's like that delusion keeps you going, even when it's 1,000 people telling you, nah, as long as you got those two other delusional people with you that are telling you, nah, yeah, like for sure, just keep
As long
pushing,
as you got
keep
those
going.
two other
You
delusional
know,
people.
people telling you, keep going. Even if you don't, and it's nobody that's delusional that's with you, as long as you could be delusional enough, whatever, feel me? As long as you could be delusional enough to be like, nah, I gotta keep going. Just keep going, bro.
Type shit. And so we got Y2 bass dropping soon. That's the project going crazy. And well, first and foremost, let me break the third wall real quick, bro, if you don't mind, Ali.
Yeah, bro.
If you've been watching this interview all the way up to this point, you know what I'm saying? He real chill, he real humble. But I'll tell you, if you ain't hit the subscribe button yet under whatever screen you watching this on, I personally don't even know what the hell you doing still watching the video, because we still got some jewels to drop. Hit that like button as well. Hit that thumbs up or the thumbs down, because we like haters too.
We do.
Haters cool too. Haters pay the bills, matter of fact.
I love him, so I love him a lot.
Definitely, bro. So what we like to do, man, I mean, I feel like I'm going to just go ahead and ask him, man, what makes you cut different, Ali?
Shit, you know, I done my homework on this question. I done seen you ask some people what made them cut different. I done seen some fire answers, and I done seen some answers that were answers. So what really make me cut different is just, I just inspire people before you expire, right? Because think about it. No matter what, at the end of the day, you going to close your eyes for the last time and you not going to wake up, right? But how did you impact people from point A to point B to really just be great? You want to be the greatest athlete? You could be the greatest athlete. You want to be the greatest, I don't know, you want to be the greatest mathematician, engineer, whatever you want to do, bro, you could do that. You want to be the greatest artist, best photographer, model, manager, whatever you want to do, just do that. But how can you inspire the people around you to also achieve what they want to do? Because I'm a heavy believer, if I got a crew of people around me and I'm the only person that's winning, you losing. Because everybody around you supposed to be winning.
Damn.
That's facts.
He cut different, man. Welcome to the Cut Different family. You dig? You done went through the gauntlet. It's a short gauntlet. It's only one question, but if you pass, you pass. It's really pass, fail.
It's really just pass, fail.
You know what I'm saying? If you fail, I ain't going to say shit, but they going to tell you.
They go, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I read comments.
You know what I'm saying?
I do read comments.
Word. So shit, bro, is there any more, if I'm watching this interview for the first time, obviously your fans are tapped in.
Yeah.
And for the fans, hello. You know what I'm saying? Great to see y'all. For somebody that's seeing you for the first time, hello to y'all as well.
Hi, how you doing?
Drop some jewels for them. What is a piece of game that if they watch this interview all the way to this point, maybe they dozing off right now. They just got back from the club or they listening to the audio. What do you want them to remember you for?
I just want people to remember that you got to have fun in life, man. Like, I think with my music, my aura, my aesthetic, like everything, it's just kind of like, yo, you just got to have fun. Like, I tie it together like this, right? So growing up, my favorite superhero was always Spider-Man. And I say Spider-Man because it's like he was gifted great abilities as a teenager. My man's is like a freshman, sophomore in high school, and he could throw like a subway train at you if he wanted to. And that's not even max strength. But in the same time, it's like, once again, you got to remember, like, this dude is a kid. Like, all his other colleagues, like, you got Iron Man, Captain America, all them people like that, they grown-ass men, right? Like, they adults. But him, it's like, he trying to figure everything out. My man's is a kid, but at the end of the day, no matter what, when you see him, you're always like, damn, he having fun with what he doing. Like, he standing on business and he doing what he need to do, but he always having fun with what he doing. So it's like, I would basically kind of consider myself like the Spider-Man of the industry, Spider-Man of the rap game, whatever you want to call that, because it's just like, there's going to be times where shit get tough. There's going to be times where shit get dark. But no matter what, you just got to keep pushing through. You just got to keep going. You just got to remember to have fun. Because if you're not having fun, what are you honestly doing?
And look, man, I appreciate you coming on Cut Different TV and coming all the way from CT, man. I mean, obviously, you probably been in New York more than I've been in New York. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for coming on here.
Yeah,
And
anytime, man.
I want to give you one more opportunity. If you anything else you want to say about the project coming up? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Do you have a date in mind? Do you have something lined that you want people to be on the lookout for? Tell them a little bit.
Let's see, Y2 based project, not even a full project, 2PCP. You got Tsunami Mommy, and you got another song. I'm not gonna say the name of that song right now, but that's coming out. Y2 Bass should be coming out, I want to say, end of August. If not end of August, you have my word, first week of September. And it's gonna come out how we gotta get it to come out, but definitely late August, early September.
And if you're watching this after those dates that he just mentioned, we are in the year 2K24.
We are.
You dig? So if it's 2K25 or shit, maybe 2030, because you know YouTube, that motherfucker, that's digital real estate.
Nah, it's for
What's
sure.
going on to y'all in the future, you dig?
How you doing?
We back. I'm here with my brother Ali, man. I go by the name of Sebastian Ryder. Thank you so much for tapping into another episode of Cut Different TV. And where can they find you at, bro?
Man, y'all could find me in a lot of places. If you're not finding me talking to your girl at the party because you're not doing a good job, you can find me on Instagram at Alistaree. I'm going to spell it Alistaaree. You can find me on Twitter, same thing. I do have Snapchat, but I don't even really use it that much, so I'm not gonna get that out like that. And then also, I'm gonna plug in my my label page. I started up. We try and get some followers up on that. That's gonna be called Bass Forever, BVSED 4 EVA. Once again, BVSED 4 EVA.
Straight like that, man. He cut different. Welcome, brother, again. Thank you for joining us. And shit, man, y'all already know what to do, man. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, join the Cut Different family, and stay tuned for more dope shit. We outside, man.
We outside, bro. All right.